In a world where lottery winnings promises a good life, there exists a lesser-known fact, and these are the stories of lottery winners who once held the golden ticket, only to see their wealth vanish like mist in the morning sun. In today's video, we take a look at the people who got lucky by winning the lottery but didn't have the skills required to keep the money and eventually lost everything. So let's get started. Number 10. Gerald Muswagon. His life took a tragic turn after he won a $10 million Super 7 jackpot in Canada in 1998. In just 7 years, he emptied his entire fortune, leading to his suicide in 2005. He recklessly spent on cars, a lavish home-turned-party hub, drugs and alcohol. His generosity, perhaps naivety, led to luxurious gifts for friends, including 8 big-screen TVs in a day. Despite trying to start a business, his lumber company Gerald's Logging failed, increasing his debts. Frustration drove him into criminal activities, resulting in jail time. Limited education and his bad record left him with few options. To support his family, he reduced his life, taking up manual labor on a farm. Number 9. Billy Bob. A devoted Pentecostal preacher and Home Depot stock boy, struck gold with a $31 million lottery jackpot in 1997. At first, life was a heap of luxury as he purchased a ranch, 6 more homes, and fancy cars. However, the downside of wealth soon emerged. Constant pleas for financial assistance from friends and relatives took a toll, making it hard for him to say no. Over time, his life took a distressing turn with a painful divorce that strained his finances and emotions. Tragically, his story ends with his own life coming to a sad conclusion. Billy Bob's story highlights the challenges of sudden riches. While winning the lottery is a dream, it can turn into a nightmare if not handled carefully. Number 8. Callie Rogers. At the tender age of 16, Callie Rogers became one of the UK's youngest lottery winners in 2003, scoring a £3 million fortune. However, her journey serves as a tale about the downfalls of youth, inexperience, and financial mismanagement. Callie's sudden wealth took her life on a whirlwind ride, but her lack of preparation made handling the responsibility of a large sum challenging. Instead of making clever investments or securing her financial future, she made regrettable choices. The bulk of her fortune rapidly vanished into a world of partying, extravagant vacations, and lavish gifts for friends. Today, she works as a cleaning woman, facing the reality of financial instability, reminding us all of the importance of financial knowledge and responsible planning, no matter one's age. Number 7. Sharon Tirabassi. Her life story is an epicenter of fortune and misfortune. She began her journey struggling to make ends meet while on welfare in Hamilton, Ontario. Then luck smiled upon her and she won a huge $10 million in the Lotto Super 7. The transition from financial tightness to immense wealth led Sharon down a path of lavish spending. Mansions, luxury cars, designer outfits, and lavish vacations became her new reality. However, this lavish lifestyle came at a steep price. 9 years later, Sharon's fortune had evaporated. She went from the heights of luxury to working part-time to support her family of 6, residing in a rented home and struggling to make ends meet. Number 6. Tony Quatok. His story is a peak of emotions and unfortunate twists. He was an undocumented immigrant in Georgia when he won a substantial $750,000 in the lottery. However, his immigration status led him to trust his boss, Eric Cervantes, to cash the ticket on his behalf. The story takes a dramatic turn when Cervantes, instead of doing what's right, keeps the entire $750,000 for himself, arguing he provided the money for the ticket. Quatok, feeling wronged, took legal action to reclaim his winnings and surprisingly succeeded. Yet the story doesn't have a happy ending. After regaining his winnings, Quatok's undocumented status was exposed, putting him at risk of deportation, a sad ending to the hope he initially had of claiming his lottery prize. Number 5. Vivian Nicholson. Her life is a whirlwind of fortune, recklessness, and relentless twists of luck. At 25 in 1961, she and her husband Keith won a big sum of $4.5 million in Britain's football pools, changing their lives from rags to riches and making headlines worldwide. The Nicholsons, once struggling on $10 a week, accurately predicted the outcomes of 8 football matches, getting them into a life of luxury. But their riches quickly disappeared. Vivian's love for luxury knew no bounds. She spent on big homes, fancy cars, designer clothes, and even a pink Cadillac, despite not driving. Tragedy struck when Keith died in a car crash, leaving a big estate tax bill. Vivian's battles in court and her generous nature saw her wealth vanish. Desperate and disillusioned, she faced alcoholism, suicide attempts, and a series of bad marriages. Her story teaches that money can't buy happiness. Her riches bought more pain than joy. Finally bankrupt, she worked as a stripper, sold perfume, and lived in a nursing home, far from the international celebrity she once was. Her dramatic life continued with quirk changes, like hanging lacy lingerie on the washing line and shimmying down a drain pipe for wine and chocolates. Number 4. Michael Carroll. At the age of 19, Michael Carroll from England won nearly $14 million, living the dream of many. However, his story takes a tragic turn, making him one of the most notorious lottery winners. Initially, Carroll promised not to waste his newly found wealth, but reality had other plans. He embarked on a wild spending spree, buying luxury cars, a lakeside mansion, and even steel balls used for dangerous stunts like catapulting them into shop windows. His spending extended to lavish parties, huge amounts of cocaine, and meeting with escorts, quickly depleting his fortune. Financial depletion soon caught up with him, and he found himself broke. The consequences of his actions extended beyond money. His marriage ended in divorce, further changing his life. The man who once held a multi-million-dollar jackpot ended up in the streets. A sad story of how not to handle sudden riches. Number 3. Evelyn Adams. Evelyn Adams, a New Jersey resident, achieved the impossible by winning the lottery not once but twice, getting an incredible $5.4 million over 2 consecutive years. It was a stroke of luck that only a few can imagine, but her story took a different turn. Evelyn's downfall began with her addiction for gambling, which led her to spend most of her winnings in the glamorous casinos of Atlantic City. The attraction of the games proved irresistible, and her fortune slowly slipped away. Her generosity with family and friends also contributed to her financial decline. While a noble trait, it fastened her depletion of wealth. Before she knew it, the once fortunate lottery winner found herself in the streets outside, with her fortune gone. She ended up living in a trailer park, a sad ending to the life of luxury her lottery wins had promised her. Number 2. Ibi Roncaoli. Ibi Roncaoli's story is undeniably tragic, a series of unfortunate events starting from her $5 million lottery win. Initially, her newly found wealth led to lavish spending, gifting her son a house, participating in gambling, and generously giving $2 million to another son from a previous marriage. But this tale takes a dark turn as reckless spending continues and hidden personal issues surface. Her husband, Joseph, is drawn into this web of financial misspendings and personal problems, causing problems to their marriage. In a shocking and horrifying twist, Joseph is accused of Ibi's murder, having injected her with a lethal mixture of painkillers and alcohol. It's a chilling reminder of how wealth, when mishandled, can lead to tragic consequences. What continues this sorrow is the relatively light punishment Joseph received. In 2008, he was sentenced to just 7 years in prison for his wife's murder, leaving Ibi's family in disbelief and frustration. Number 1. Christina Elizabeth Goodenow. Her story started as a dream come true when she won $1 million on a $1 million jackpot ticket, breaking the odds. However, it quickly turned into one of the most regrettable lottery stories. What went wrong? Well, here's the main part. Christina used her boyfriend's late mother's credit card to purchase the winning ticket. That's not just a mistake, it's a crime. Investigators uncovered this, leading to dire consequences. Christina found herself charged with identity theft and fraud, crimes with serious penalties. In a cruel twist, her lottery winnings were confiscated and she ended up in jail. It's a great reminder that even incredible luck can be overshadowed by poor decisions and illegal actions, turning a lottery win into a nightmare. There you have it, folks. We accept that some stories were truly emotional and tragic, while some, due to their lack of self-control and poor thinking capabilities, lost all their belongings into thin air. So we hope you all liked this episode, and do let us know which story you found the best appealing. And do consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done yet. We hope to see you again soon.